Hi guys, GeekTrue64 here, and today we're going to be talking about Creed 2. Sorry, I've been behind all my videos. I think it's been about 3 weeks since my last upload. I was actually lost at Disney World. You know, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and the Animal Kingdom. I asked the fish for directions. They were no help. Also, I have been working on a huge Star Wars project that I will hopefully be revealing this weekend with a nice teaser, get hyped trailer type thing. But that's enough sharing with you guys. Let's go ahead and jump right into Creed 2. Creed 2 is, of course, the follow up to the surprise hit Creed. Creed follows Michael B. Jordan as Adonis Creed, the son of Apollo Creed. Creed was the seventh movie in the Rocky series, and in my opinion, it was the best in the entire series. It was also one of my favorite movies of 2015. Stallone gave the best performance of his career in the first Creed, and director Ryan Coogler breathed new life into this franchise with his style. So, the sequel had a lot to live up to. So how does Creed 2 stack up to the first film? Well, it doesn't quite hit the same heights, at least for me personally. Director Ryan Coogler stepped back and Stephen Cable Jr. stepped in. Cable did pretty well. I did like this movie, but I personally prefer Coogler's style. The performances in this were great, but it wasn't as big a surprise this go around because the bar was set so high. The story in Creed 2 is by the numbers. If you've seen any of the other Rocky films, you're not going to be surprised by much of anything in this one. It was all pretty predictable. That's not to say that it makes Creed 2 bad by any stretch of the imagination. The characters and performance are what gets you invested in the movie, and there are some really impactful moments, mostly which involve boxing and the epic training montages. All this stuff the series has been known for since its inception back in the late 70s. If you're going to stick to the same story beats, you really have to make them awesome, and Creed 2 does that in my opinion. We even get more wisdom drops from Rocky, Sylvester Stallone. Seriously, listen to his speech from Rocky 6, also known as Rocky Balboa.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
God, that was great. And that was just like a piece. I'm obviously not going to show the whole speech here. I'm going to put the description for the full video of his speech down below because you need to check it out if you haven't. Dolph Lundgren is back as Ivan Drago, who was the antagonist in Rocky IV and the man who murdered Apollo Creed. So, this was a great direction for the story, which challenges Adonis Creed as a character. It isn't just about boxing, and that's really what makes the best Rocky movies. The best Rocky movies have always been about that. And Drago's son is an interesting character in his own right. The Dragos aren't just the bad guys. There is some time given to explain and understand their perspectives. I actually would have liked to see a bit more of them in the story, perhaps paralleling Creed's own story, but they, of course, spent most of the time with the title character, Creed. To me, this movie is really about purpose and family. It's about doing what you love, but also understanding why you love it. What drives you to do the things you do, and most often, those things are going to be family, at least to some degree. So I think the story has a good focus to it, but it had some pacing issues for me. Like I said, I think putting a little bit more time into the Drago side of things would have helped the story, but even more than the story, I think it would have helped with some of the pacing problems I felt while watching it. I'm going to go off on a slight tangent for a minute with this because I really think that this is important. There's a lot of negativity out there in this day and age about masculinity. It's been vilified and labeled toxic by many, but there's nothing wrong with being masculine. Being a man is taking care of your family. It's about being comfortable with who you are. It's about defending those who can't defend themselves. And I'm not talking about people who claim to be victims. I'm talking about actual defenseless people, because there's an important distinction that I feel has been lost over the last few years, because everyone is a victim in regards to something, regardless of what identity group you want to put yourself in. Every one of us struggles with things that only they understand, but you have to rise above that And as Rocky said in the clip I played earlier, it's not about how hard you get hit, it's about how hard you get hit and you keep moving forward. I think we as a society have shifted to some sort of mentality of strength in victimhood. There is no strength in victimhood. There's just strength in ourselves. And to me, that's what the Rocky movies are. There's strength in overcoming obstacles, especially the last three Rocky movies, Rocky Balboa, Creed, and now Creed 2. So for me, these movies have more of a personal message that I get out of them. I may be the only one that sees this, but yeah, comment below and let me know. But regardless, I can be objective about how good a movie is, regardless of the subtext that I get into it. But I felt like this was an important point that I really wanted to fit in my review. So to recap things, Creed 2 is not as good as the first film, but still a solid sequel that continues the story from the first film in a very natural way. The story is predictable, but no less enjoyable. The characters are interesting. They're driven by solid performances, especially from Stallone and Jordan, who once again deliver. I wish there was more screen time for the actual boxing. There's a great soundtrack incorporating the iconic Rocky music and a good motivational movie to boot. That's what this was. It was a motivational movie. And like I said, that's kind of what the best Rocky films are about. I don't think this is as good as the first one, but in the end, I'm going to go ahead and give Creed 2 8 Rocky hats out of 10. If you like this video and want to see more, please like and subscribe, or don't. I'm not a beggar. I'm Geek264, and I'll always tell you the truth.